Hey everyone, here we are at Cornerstone Yoga Collective and we're speaking with the owner, Candace. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Awesome, I'm good, thank you.
That's good.
So we can just start with you telling us a bit about yourself.
I don't even know where to begin. I am a mom of 2 daughters. I have 2 studios in Fort St. John, so Cornerstone Yoga Collective and then also Alchemy Dance Collective, where my daughters dance. Originally from Kelowna, BC, but moved here about 20 years ago now, I believe. So Fort St. John's home.
What brought you to Fort St. John?
Work.
Okay.
There's not a lot of work down in Kelowna, lots more opportunity in Fort St. John, but I actually was staying at home with my kids when they were young, so yeah, it was just a good opportunity.
And then Cornerstone Yoga Collective, and you also have Alchemy. Where was the inspiration, or how did this become what it is today?
Well, I started teaching yoga in 2013 and was doing it very part-time, and then started doing it more full-time, and eventually was renting a lot of different spaces around town to teach out of. And at that time it just made sense to dive in and open a space for myself so I could do all of the things that I wanted to do.
What got you into yoga?
When my kids were really, really little, it was just an activity for me to get out of the house and something for myself. That's why I started doing yoga and just fell in love with it, and yeah.
What is your yoga practice like?
I mostly practice vinyasa, so I try to do a little bit every day, but sometimes it might be a full practice, sometimes it might be a little bit of breath work, meditation. But I like more of a movement practice where I'm not sitting still so much.
Why do you think that yoga is beneficial?
Oh, so many reasons. I think a lot of people first come to yoga for the physical benefits of it, and there are a lot of physical benefits of it, but also the mindfulness. But ultimately, even for myself, it was finding more of a deeper connection back to self, especially in our world today. Everything's so busy, we have so many distractions all the time, so it's that opportunity to really connect back in, and in doing so, I feel that you find a deeper connection with everyone and your community and everything around you.
What was it like for you going from kind of starting with a bit of yoga into going to like owning your own studio? You know, like starting off just like renting spaces and like doing things like that, to then all of a sudden not only having to run the yoga aspect, but like the businessy side of things too.
Well, it was terrifying at first. I was really scared to take that leap and to commit to having a lease, and but once, I was actually just having this conversation with someone the other day, because everyone always tells me I'm too busy and I need to take time to rest, but I also find so much joy in the creation and of different events and the classes and all of it. So for me, I almost get more inspired the more that I dive into it. So although it was very scary, I think it's also given me a lot, also filled me up a lot. So
how did you manage that fear? Or I guess like not let it stop you from doing what you wanted to do?
Well, this is where I feel the yoga practice is also so beneficial, is becoming more in tune with listening to your body and trusting as well. And so anytime I'm making big decisions like that, I try to just sit with it and feel if it feels right or doesn't. And sometimes the really scary things do feel right, so you just have to go for it.
What advice would you have for aspiring business owners?
create a list of your non-negotiables and your boundaries, and stick to it as much as possible, because it's really easy when you're running a business to want to try and please everyone, or at least for me, I have a hard time with that, and setting those boundaries. So becoming really clear with what those boundaries are and write them out. And anytime that you're feeling maybe pressured or unsure, return to that list and ask yourself if it is in alignment with that.
I think that's great advice.
I need to listen to that advice more.
You should listen to that advice. It's good advice. I don't even own a business, but I'm telling you it's good advice. I feel like you could use that in everyday life as well.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest challenge for you in opening this business and kind of getting it off its feet and running it?
Well, like I was just saying, I'm very much a people pleaser, and I'm a terrible business owner.
That's not true.
I'm too nice sometimes. Like if I would do everything for free and, give and not, I have to be really careful sometimes with that. But I also love the nature of this business in that it is, caring for your community. So yeah, but for me, that's the biggest challenge is.
For folks just getting into or wanting to explore the idea of yoga, which would you recommend that they try first?
It would really be dependent on what they're wanting to get out of it. I think both are so beneficial, like the yin and the yang of the practice. So yang meaning the vinyasa, the more fiery, the movement, and then the yin practices where you're finding that deep rest as well. So it'd really be dependent on what they're looking for, but both are accessible to everyone. We teach all levels here, so even in our most difficult practice, there's always something offered for everyone in the room. So,
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You spoke a bit before about like having a care for the community. Would you say that that's the like biggest rewarding part of the work that you do, or what would you say is like your favorite or most rewarding part of it all?
Yeah, I think it is. It's the creating that connection in community, but also just in each class holding space for everyone that's in here. And there's moments in the practice where you can see the room and they're all going through different emotions, and they're taking what they are ready to receive from the practice. And it's just really beautiful to watch people and their growth with the practice, but also create that connection in here. Find that deeper connection back to self again, which is what I love about yoga too. It's not just the physical, it's the connecting back to yourself, your most authentic self.
What advice would you have for people wanting to get into yoga?
Just go. I think a lot of people are really, I hear this all the time actually, and this was also my motivation for opening a studio, is creating a space that feels really safe, because a lot of people feel intimidated the first time walking into a studio. So something a little bit different with Cornerstone that you don't always see in other studios is people are always chatting in here before and after class. Sometimes you go into studios and it's silent, and that's also a great practice as well. There's something to be said about that just with the yoga practice itself. However, I wanted this studio to have that community feel where people feel accepted and welcome and safe. So I think just go and just walk through the door. That's the hardest part, is walking through the door.
What's your favorite part of teaching?
Well, I love the creative process for actually creating classes, like the vinyasa style that I teach. but I also love setting up the intention and the theme of the class and drawing people in, not just through a physical journey, but that emotional and spiritual journey as well.
Where do you hope to see Cornerstone in, say, like 5 years?
I hope the community just continues to grow. It's still not as busy as we were prior to the pandemic, so I hope it just continues to grow. We're trying to do a little bit more. We just ran our first little wellness festival within the community over a whole weekend. It was an intensive festival, so trying to just make more connections in the community. We partnered with different businesses, and yeah.
That's so cool.
So just grow not just within the studio, but as a community as a whole. So
in the studio, do you have a favorite moment or time that you remember, whether it be like a class or like a first experience that you had that you were like, wow, this sticks out as something that impacted me in a really great way and I won't ever forget it?
I feel like we've had so many of those moments. We used to be in a smaller studio. We moved into this space in, I think it was 2022, because we let go of our other space and just moved online for a while. But in the smaller studio space, I'll never forget, it was pretty tiny, way smaller than this studio. And I think my biggest class was 33 people in there. Each mat was like touching. It was mat to mat. And I taught against the wall, standing on one of these blocks, because that's the only space that I had.
Oh my gosh.
But the energy in that room, and that's what I really miss about pre-pandemic, was us packing into a room and everyone just super sweaty and, you know, raising your arms and all hitting each other and laughing, and it was such good energy. So I think I'll never forget that that time. And I was very nervous.
But you did it.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you had done online classes through the pandemic, I'm assuming. Do you still do online stuff?
Yeah, we do still have our online studio. It's every now and again I'll do a live stream, but it's mostly lots of on-demand from back then. But I still have been running them a little bit. I just ran my first yoga retreat in January in Mexico.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
It was so fun, but there I had met a bunch of new people from all over the US and even the UK, and they all want to be able to practice with me still. So it's inspired me to get back online a little bit. So I have been doing some live stream, about one a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, depending on what's going on in the studio. But yeah, it is still there. So.
Can you speak a bit about your yoga retreats and what those look like?
Well, it was my first yoga retreat that I just ran in Mexico. It was at this beautiful resort. We did sunrise yoga and sunset yoga every day for 7 days. Wow. Had the most incredible food. Oh. That's always the most important to me when I'm traveling. I want really good food. Agreed. So yeah, it was a lovely experience. I met some amazing people. And yeah, I actually booked and I'm going back there next February. So that's for another week. Yeah.
To do another retreat.
Another retreat, yeah. Yes. So it was amazing. It was incredible to wake up and do yoga with the ocean right in front of you. And yeah, it was just beautiful.
Do you have a preference of teaching or being the student, I guess?
Oh, I will always take well, actually, I was gonna say I'll always be the student, and I love being a student, but I also love teaching too. I really, really do love teaching. So I always think I need to maybe start to scale back my schedule a little bit, but then if I'm away, I miss my people. So yeah, I don't know. I love both. Yeah.
If you could tell people one thing about Cornerstone Yoga Collective that they might not know, what would you want to share with them?
I guess I would want people to know that there's something for everyone here. I really encourage all of the teachers that teach here to be really authentic in who they are. You're not going to come here and get the same class. It's always going to be really, really unique and authentic to whoever is teaching, which I think is so important because as a student, you're going to resonate with different people. And I feel like there's classes for everyone here. It's really, really inclusive and welcoming here.
Yay. And then last question, it doesn't have to be specific to the business or anything, but what would you say is the best piece of advice you've received throughout your life?
I mean, this is really with the business, but I think it's good for life in general, is not everyone is for you. So especially with teaching, to not be offended and know that your students will find you and you will find your students just as you find your teacher, and everyone's not for you, and that's okay. It has nothing to do with you, and what you bring and what you offer as a person is important. So just being authentic always, I think, is probably the best advice that I've personally ever received.
I think that's great advice. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, so take a moment and find a tall seat. So maybe find a little bit of movement in your body to begin, just to allow yourself to get settled in here. Eventually growing nice and tall through your spine. And take a deep breath in. And let a big sigh out the mouth. Once more, full breath in. And let it go. Allow your lips to gently seal. And start to move the breath in and out of the nose. And as the breath falls into a steady rhythm, if it's comfortable, you might find the Ujjayi breath, so inviting a really soft constriction into the back of the throat, maintaining that constriction on both the in-breath and the out-breath. And perhaps setting an intention here for your practice. The intention might be something that you walked into this space with. Maybe it's just one word that comes to mind, and trust that you intuitively know what you need here. And when you feel ready, you can start to find your way onto your hands and your knees, moving into a tabletop position. So no rush, take as much time as you need. Now, as you find tabletop, spread the fingers nice and wide on the ground, start to grip in through the finger pads. And take a breath in, let the heart get heavy towards the ground, hug the hands back towards your knees. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine, press the ground away from you, chin towards your chest. Again, breathe in, heart open. And breathe out. And one more inhale here. And as you exhale, tuck the toes, slide the hips back and up, downward facing dog. And take a moment here in your downward dog to explore some movement in your body. So you might start to pedal through your feet, bending into one knee at a time. You can allow the hips to rock side to side, maybe let the head turn side to side a few times. As you find your next inhale breath, carry the body forward into plank or kneeling, your choice. Stay for the inhale. Good, exhale, lower all the way to the ground, nice and slow. As you land, untuck the toes, cobra pose, heart open, breathe in. Exhale, release. And tent your hands off to each side. King Cobra, lift the elbows nice and high. Breathe in, rise up, let the gaze come last. And exhale, release. We'll take that side to side, breathe in, rise up. This time look over the right shoulder. See if you can see your heel back behind you. Good, exhale, center and down. Breathe in, rise up, look over the left. And exhale, center and down. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes. Press onto your knees or plank, breathe in. And downward facing dog, breathe out. And lift your right leg into the air, three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, step forward, runner's lunge. So you might slide a block underneath the left hand or come onto your fingertips, reach your right hand up to the sky. Take a breath in. Good, as you exhale, circle the arm back behind you, release the left knee onto the floor, both arms center and up, kneeling crescent lunge. Good, exhale, twist towards the right side of the room. Good, arm center and up, breathe in. Breathe out, twist, same way. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Hands to the sky, breathe in. And breathe out, fingertips on either side of the foot. And draw the right leg straight for Ardha Hanuman or half split pose. You can walk your heel forward out in front of you, just a little, standing up nice and tall out of the left knee. And on your inhale breath, reach the heart forward towards your toes. Good, as you exhale, round through the spine, chin towards your chest. And breathe in, heart forward. And exhale. Once more, big breath in. And breathe out. Good, lift the chest up, take a breath in. And breathe out, rebend your knee, walk yourself forward, stepping into L shape, float the left leg. So you can bring your blocks along with you here, just to bring the ground up. Good, nice and long through your spine, take a breath in. And breathe out, bend into both knees, left knee to your nose, curl in. Good, inhale, extend the left leg back. Lower, exhale. Breathe in. Last time, breathe out. Good, inhale, extend the left leg back. Exhale, land your toes at the back of the mat, plant your palms, three-legged dog. Send the right leg into the air. Take a breath in. Good, breathe out, right knee to right tricep. Or you can skip this. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, come forward, three-legged plank or plank pose. Stay for the in-breath. Lower chaturanga halfway or to the ground. Exhale. Up dog or cobra, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. And take a big breath in. Open mouth sigh, let it go. Again, full breath in. Big, big sigh out. And lift your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, step forward, runner's lunge. So again, staying on the right fingertips or place a block underneath your hand. You can reach your left hand up towards the sky. And take a breath in. Breathe out, circle your arm back behind you, release the right knee to the ground, arms forward and up, kneeling crescent lunge. Good, as you exhale, twist to the left, right arm forward, left arm back. Arm center and up, breathe in. Twist, breathe out. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Hands to the sky, breathe in. Breathe out, hands to the ground, frame your foot. Again, hands can be on blocks or the floor. Draw the left leg straight for half split pose. So pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. Good, as you take a breath in, reach the heart forward. And then exhale, curl in. Breathe in, heart forward. And exhale, curl in. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good, lift the chest up, take a breath in. Rebend your knee, walk yourself forward, stepping into L shape. Float the right leg. Again, maybe bring the blocks along. Good, nice and long through your spine, breathe in. Breathe out, bend into both knees, right knee to your nose, curl in. Inhale, extend the right leg straight back. Lower, exhale. Breathe in, extend it back. Good, once more, lower, exhale. Breathe in, extend the right leg straight back. And land the toes at the back of the mat, plant your palms, three-legged dog, left leg into the air, breathe in. Good, breathe out, left knee to left tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, move forward, three-legged plank or plank pose. Stay for the in-breath. Lower chaturanga, exhale, halfway or all the way. Up dog or cobra, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. And take a big breath in. Open mouth, sigh. Again, full breath in. Big, big sigh out, let it go. And rise up high onto your tiptoes, take a breath in. Good, as you exhale, take small steps, walk your feet to the top of the mat, finding a forward fold once you arrive. Allow the knees to remain nice and soft here. You can take hold of opposite elbows or biceps, maybe let the body sway side to side a few times, or even bounce up and down a little. And releasing the fingertips down towards the floor. And halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, rise up, stand up, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a moment just to land here, thumbs or palms meeting the heartbeat. Meeting yourself here in the moment. Returning to intention, returning to breath.
Hey everyone, I think I said this on camera, but I always forget how much I love yoga until I'm doing yoga. You know, it's so, it was so zen, so relaxing. We started around, I want to say like 9 o'clock, so it was like just starting to get dark. And by the time we finished, like it's much darker. And it was just like so relaxing. Yeah. That I honestly could have just fallen asleep at the end, not during.
We were laying down, I was like, I could pass out right now.
Like, Candace just did such an amazing job with us, and I'm so grateful that she took her time to give to us, especially because it was so late, because of our crazy schedule. But the space, I mentioned it on camera, smelled so nice. It was beautiful, really gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they have, I think Rochelle got footage of it, a bunch of like things for sale, so you can get like your yoga mat there, like a cute little workout set. I was like, I'm ready to shop. Like, I'm ready to like full-fledged dive in and be like, I do yoga now. Sorry, everyone.
That's
like,
my personality. I do yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also didn't get a video of it, but the view was insane. Like, you could see like the hills and all that stuff. It was gorgeous. The building itself was amazing. The space was really like, it was open, but also very like
intimate.
homey. And yeah, intimate is the word I'm looking for. Candace was great. You can tell her passion, especially like just her talking and her being so bubbly and just opening to share, right? Opening to share, sure. Yeah, and like the yoga itself was so good. We definitely needed that. I'm not gonna lie to you, we were struggling. Like Bridget said, we were up so early that morning. So it's definitely something we needed. It was more intense, like of a yoga class than I've done before. But I didn't mind it. I actually really liked it. I felt like I was stronger when I finished. I was more zen. Like it was a great way to cap off such a good trip already with all of the great interviews we've had. So just being able to sit down with her and kind of relax with her, and her allowing us to come into her space when she obviously was closed, and letting us kind of take up some of her night was just so nice of her. It just kind of shows the type of person she is, and how much she loves what she does, and how she's wanting to share with us what she does. So
yeah, and just how amazing her class was. Like, we hadn't necessarily planned on doing a class, so we just kind of threw it, and we're like, do you want to like do some yoga with us? And she was like, yeah, like I can do that. And so just her, I mean, maybe not improv might not be the right word, because she is a teacher of yoga, so she does do it a lot, but just her ability to, I don't know, I feel like personally pick which practice would be best for us without like actually knowing us. Like maybe it was a wild guess, but I don't know. I feel like it was like a really great class that was tailored to what we needed.
I also felt that.
In maybe like, I don't know, either an intentional or unintentional way, but I really appreciate it. Her presence is so calming and like relaxing.
Yes.
And I felt myself just getting lost in what she was saying so many times, because she was just like zen. And I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, she
teaches
is a
yoga.
teacher. Yeah.
But it was just such a wonderful experience.
Yeah,
Getting
I agree.
to share space with her. So
You should check her out. She's great. On Saturdays they do yoga and brunch. Like that's so fun. Do that.
And you got a discount at Brown's?
Yeah,
like
so
yes,
fun.
please. Yoga and a discount on brunch?
Like
who could say no?
That sounds great. That
Who
honestly
could
sounds
say
great.
no?
So
So
check her out.
definitely check it out.